Now I call upon none other than our own very Shri Kumar Garu, a pillar of strength, to kindly come onto the stage and deliver the opening remarks, envisioning the future of the Maha Balija community. Shri Kumar Garu, IAS retired.
Respected elders, Aikon legends, and the esteemed members of the Maha Balija community. A very good morning to you once again, and thank you very much for joining us on a slightly misty morning. Especially in the month of September, we are supposed to expect that. Thank you. Some of you have come from very long distances, and we are grateful to you for spending your time, your energy and resources to be with us this morning. I stand before you today with a feeling of pride, as also a deep sense of responsibility. 10 years ago, we sowed a seed called Aikon. What started with just 3 people today has grown to become an organization of about 30,000 people. The organization has clearly expanded, no doubts about that. But we realize that what we have achieved so far has not even scratched the surface of the problems that our community is confronting as of today. So there is a long journey ahead of us. We are aware. And we are getting ready for it. We are getting prepared for it. So for us, this is not an anniversary. This is not just an anniversary. It is much more than that. It is a milestone so far that shows only how far we have come and how much more distance is there for us to cover over the next decade. So today is a time for us, a bit of renewal, self-renewal, that is, an honest introspection about what we have done so far, and a deep review of what big difference to our life come this far with all that. But we are not worried. Now we will be talking about each one of them during the program. Now, first let me talk about the Aikon Corporate Services, which is an LLP. It's a limited liability partnership incorporated in January 2023. That's about 2.5 years ago. 37 of our elders, they came forward. They pooled 5 lakh rupees each and formed a small fund. We invested that amount in a mutual fund that provides us with monthly income. Over the past 2.5 years, more than 40 professional meetings, business pitches, and networking events have been organized with the help of this Aikon Corporate Services LLP. Now, these result in tangible outcomes like new partnerships and intangible benefits about which we are not aware. Most of what happens because of the Aikon, we are not even aware. That's all intangible. But all that I can say is that the community engagement has been strengthened beautifully thanks to the investment that we have made over the last decade. That much only I can say. I can't say anything more than that. Now, there is something else. You must be asking how Aikon Corporate Services will help the emergence of economic opportunities for our community. For that, we have a target. The target is that we have a clear goal to support at least 25 entrepreneurs from our community to become billionaires in the next 10 years. Now you might wonder why. In 2012, I'll give you some data points here. In 2015, India had just 100 billionaires. In 2015, we had 100 billionaires. By 2025, that is 10 years later, we have 300 billionaires. That means we have added 200 billionaires in just 10 years. And the irony is that 60% of our billionaires come from only two communities. Whole country has just only 40% of the total billionaires, but just two communities have 60% of the total billionaires. Community focus, therefore, is very crucial for business growth. I won't use the word critical, but I'll definitely say that it's very crucial for business growth. When a community owns a brand, its development usually accelerates and stabilizes. Now I want to juxtapose with the top 10 wealthiest people of our community. You must have seen that list. And in that list of top 10, there is not a single person from our community. Now what does it prove? What does it prove? Please think about it a little deeply. We are not envying other people's success. It doesn't matter to us at all. It is good for the country that others are also becoming billionaires. But why is not there a single Maha Balija businessman in the top 10 billionaires of our country, of our states, Telugu states? Why is it not there? Despite the fact that we are the largest population. So this is one question that we have been asking established businessmen, and we find that everybody looks at us with a little blank stare, nothing more. But problem is not with them. Problem is with the community. One reason I can think of is that we have never focused. One is constrained to observe that the shallow world of glamour and the toxic world of politics has consumed so much of our energy that requires to be cut off. The sooner we do it, the better it will be for our community. And the sooner we realize it, the better it is to be sensible. Now, as for the second pillar that I spoke about educational attainments, Aikon already partnered with an organization called Sarat Chandra IAS Academy to launch a scholarship program for Maha Balija community aspirants aspiring to become civil servants through Group 1 and Group 2 kind of competitions. And that is for both the states, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. We would like to extend it to other states also in times to come. This program will award 25 scholarships to our boys and girls who want to get into civil services, Group 1, Group 2, UPSC, whatever it is. So each recipient will be getting anything up to 50,000 rupees. And it can be more also depending upon the requirements. In June 2023, during the Aikon 100 Leaders Summit, we introduced the expression Maha Balija for the first time to unify the community, especially the diverse subcastes within our community, to bring them all together under one common identity, which is actually rooted in the history of our community right from the time Vijayanagara Empire. Dragging us backwards. ఒక అడుగు ముందుకేస్తే మూడు అడుగులు వెనక్కి లాగడం. మనకు వేరే శత్రువులు అక్కర్లేదు. We have our own people who are our problem. So to fulfilling that pledge, we are going to is to develop leadership qualities and skills among our youth. Without a systematic investment on our young people, we cannot sustain any movement. So we have to invest on our young people. So the idea of an Aikon School of Leadership was introduced at the 100 Leaders Summit once again in the month of June 2023. And 2 pilot youth leadership programs had been launched. And we are very happy about the results. And some of the boys who had attended that program, they are also here. Today they are volunteering for us. So, to institutionalize this effort, we established the Aikon Trust, the third institution about which I spoke to you. An Aikon Trust for youth empowerment and social harmony. It is called ITYESH. Today we are launching a trust with the goal of training at least 20 youth per mandal and creating a pool of 20,000 young leaders over the next decade. We'll be showing you some video clippings about it, how we have organized the whole thing. And we are very, very happy that the trust that we have created with the approval of the Aikon board has a principal author, that is Dr. Ram Mohan Rao Garu, former Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu, who had really handheld us during this period, and also Shri Ramesh Chikkala Garu from United States, who really pitched his heart. He came from United States to attend this particular program, and he saw for himself what we were trying to do. And he has given us enormous support from United States. And today he will be talking to you directly based on what he has, whatever is his feedback. Just forgive me for a minute. Establishing institutions is the easy part, but maintaining them is very difficult. To sustain them calls for a lot of energy, a lot of trouble of various kinds. Especially in a community which is very diverse. And I don't know how many of you are aware. We speak 7 languages, live in multiple regions, and have a significant global diaspora. While this diversity is good for us, it strengthens us, but it also makes achieving unity very, very challenging. Historically, war, persecution, environmental and economic pressures have fractured our community, forced us to migrate, and compelled us to change our identities. Our exodus began after the Battle of Tallikota, when the Deccan Sultanates defeated the Vijayanagara Empire and destroyed our capital Hampi. We had to move from there, and we moved to all the Hindu kingdom. This Battle of Tallikota occurred on January 26, 1565. Fearing persecution by Muslims, our ancestors fled to Hindu kingdoms across southern India. And these migrations increased our diversity, agreed, but also fractured our sense of identity. 460 years later, starting from 1565 to now, we still have not managed to unify ourselves. Now that is the saddest part. And once united, you know what would be our population? 4 crores. Now just imagine what will happen if 4 crore people come together and then speak in one word. That is the tragedy. Whatever has happened to us in the past is one kind of tragedy, and whatever we are not doing now is bigger tragedy. I think we need to work on that. I think Aikon will do just that and nothing more. If we can survive even that much, if we can achieve even that much, we are achieving great things. Now I'll brief you about the roadmap, what we are planning to do in 2026. First of all, clearly the task of strengthening these 3 institutions that I have mentioned to you about is essential. Whole year we will be working on all these 3 institutions. Secondly, institutions, I mean Aikon Corporate Services, MBDRC, and the Aikon School of Leadership. Next full year, we'll be talking about them. We'll be doing all the things that are required so that they stand up as powerful institutions. Second, we will start laying the foundation. This is one grievance has come to my notice, that we have over the last decade really did not do much for taking care of the interests of our women. We are aware that we cannot bypass 50% of our population and hope to achieve great results. We are aware. So this will be the year of Aikon women. So we will begin with 100 women leaders meet. I'm committing it. So we will work on it, and I want support from all the distinguished women of our community to stand behind me and ensure that we will make this a great success. And thereafter, we would like to take it to the next level. Who knows? We could even think of 1,000 women leaders meet at some point of time. Then we'll be organizing an Aikon 1,000 doctors meet this year. You know that doctors are like literally so important for our community, and in fact we have a very large number of doctors, and somehow I think that's a very heartwarming kind of numbers that we have. In fact, we ran out of space in the WhatsApp, so we had to create a second group for doctors. So that's the kind of numbers we have, and there is so much of energy and there is so much of affection toward the community from the doctors' side. So I would like to pay back, because we started this whole thing in, I think, 22 April, if I'm not mistaken. The first Aikon physical meet was that of the doctors only. So 3 years later, it is time for me to pay back, with a sense of gratitude to them. So they'll be joining us, and I'm sure we are going to spend a lot of time with them in the next 3 to 4 months. I think we will spend this time and we'll make it happen. Then another segment which we have neglected, admittedly, is the segment of teachers and educators. So we'll be also planning an event for 1,000 teachers meet and educators meet 2026. Then these youth leadership programs are so important for us. We realized it by doing it. So we plan to organize 10 youth leadership programs over this year. So that would be another major activity. Then one most important thing about the business leaders. So we are planning to organize 100 at 100 business leaders meet. That means 100 business leaders with turnovers of at least 100 crores. These are the people we would like to bring together, and we will organize a major event for them. It is just a question of thinking through how to do it, but that we will be doing very soon. And so you can well imagine that the menu is pretty big, and our hands are going to be pretty full in this year 2026. Here a small note on transparency, because you know that Aikon programs are all crowd-funded. We don't have major sponsors. We do have some small sponsorship from the corporates, but generally we want that the community should be able to pay for itself. So we always go for crowdfunding. So the 1,000 Leaders Summit that we held last year, I'm placing these facts with you. We received 39,83,872 rupees, of which we spent 37,98,073 rupees. So there was a saving of 1.85 lakhs, that's 1,85,799 rupees. And this expenditure was audited and presented to the Aikon board, and the saved amount of 1.85 lakhs was used to organize the first youth leadership program. The audited accounts were posted in the 1,000 leaders groups for contributors' information. Similarly, this year, we received contributions from nearly 300 individuals, including corporate sponsors, totaling about 56 lakhs. So can you just, that figure, because these contributions have started pouring in even this morning also. So what is the final amount? 56 lakhs 12,400 646 rupees. So this is what we have received from 310, about 300 sponsors. Now this also we follow the same process. We spend, thereafter we do the auditing, and after the audit is completed, we place it before the board. Board will look into all the data, and thereafter, once it is completed, board clears it, then we place it before the groups so that everybody knows what we are doing here. Here we are very scrupulous when it comes to spending money. We really are very careful, because if we have survived for 10 years, it must be telling you something, isn't it? We really care. We really care for every single rupee that comes to us. This is a promise that I give you. And one thing I want to say, we do not use community funds for administrative expenses. That is salaries, managing office, etc. Funds are meant for a program, and they will be spent for the program. And in case there is any saving, it will be used for another program. That is how we do. But for that is deposited in a separate bank account, that is Bank of Maharashtra. And all the income that is generated by our partners' corpus, that comes into a separate account, that is HDFC account. So for organizing the office, we don't spend 1 rupee from whatever the support that comes from the community. This is something which I needed to clarify to you. And one more thing, there are no cash transactions in Aikon. Everything has to come either online or by a check. I want to close by thanking the founders. One is Dr. Ajay Srikanth, and another is Mindu Chakrapani. An extremely popular man, Chakrapani garu, wherever he is, he must be busy in protocol. Along with Chakrapani garu, 47 partners, that is more than 300 sponsors today, and dozens of volunteers, and the whole organizing team of Aikon. Our CEO, Sudhir garu, he once told me that Aikon events release a lot of dopamine. Dopamine is that feel-good chemical. So at the end of a long decade, none of us is tired. We have so much of dopamine in our systems. In fact, we ask ourselves, the moment the program is over, we ask ourselves, what's next? So when we say, what's next? People ask me, so what are you planning to do next? Then I'll say, in the first decade, we had laid the foundation. In the next decade, we will build a skyscraper. So, at its core, Aikon embodies a simple yet very powerful belief. Leadership is about character and courage, not titles. You must be aware that Aikon is an unstructured organization. It's not a society. It doesn't have a president, it doesn't have a general secretary, it doesn't have a treasurer, it doesn't even have a bank account. Aikon is just a bunch of volunteers who give their time and energy for the sake of community without expecting anything in return. And this is not a one event activity. This has been continuing for the last decade. So that must tell us something, that there is so much of passion among our young men and women who handle all these very complex tasks with a simple smile. So this is an occasion for me to place on record my deep gratitude to all my volunteers who are here and who are everywhere else. I thank you all once again from my side. Ladies and gentlemen, I close by saying that the time for small thinking is over. let us not waste time focusing on our divisions. We are already sufficiently divided. Let us unite with conviction and channel our collective strength for prosperity. Economic prosperity is everything. Educational excellence is everything. If we don't focus on those, we will end up messing our next generation also. Let us remember that we were once a great community. No hesitation in saying that. We must turn away from that shallow world of glamour and the toxic world of politics and focus on what is important for the community at large. Aikon is a proof that ordinary people like us, driven by a purpose, can achieve extraordinary things. We are very ordinary people. We are not people who have otherwise excelled in anything. But we all have come together, and what binds us is only the sense of purpose with which we have started this journey 10 years ago. Now, there is an old African saying that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, walk together. Walk together. So join us, walk with us in this journey. And together, let's build a world far greater than the one that we have inherited. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for this patient hearing. Jai Bharat, and I'm also tempted to say Jai Maha Balija. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shri K. N. Kumar Garu, for inspiring words and helping us envision the future of Maha Balija community. Your thoughts, your insights have given us a deep thoughts and much to reflect upon as we shape our collective future ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Shri K. N. Kumar Garu.